Alright, we are live. It's live? I think it's live. Alright, we are working on this MonoGame monstrosity. I gotta program off bugs stuff. Okay. Doing some fun stuff. Okay. I need to make a namespace, and I'm not entirely sure. Just let's do add folder. No. What do I want to call this namespace? I know what I need to do, but I need to, like... I don't know what I need. I'm trying to... I'm literally blanking on what I want to call it. It's the folder I need to put all the interfaces for, like, composing this. And I guess it doesn't really matter, because we can just change it later. Let's just call it Modular. Yeah, we can do that. I'll change it later. All these interfaces. Again, I can just refactor this later. We just want to get it. Okay, so now that we have those, we're going to need a lot more injection going on here. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Then we want Enuma IntelliSense? Oh, I need to contact this one. innumerable. These names are gonna get. This is going to get refracted. Oh, I need one more of these actually. I missed one. Okay. Now we just need to get rid of that, and we just need to add all these. Wait, hang on. Oh, let's just do that. I could probably inject these with this, but I like doing it manually. Yeah, we can do that later, and then I'm actually gonna just do the first 4 each. I'm gonna do 4 each. Module. Because this gets injected in the past this interface. Now the only thing I have to do is anywhere that pops up, I'm going to need to redefine this. Hang on, global. Yeah, I'm just going to define those there. If I define those there, then I can go through all my other code later, and I will... No, what, actually, never mind. Let's not. I will mess with that later, one thing at a time. Anyway, I need... this right click. We will mess with that. I'm going to be doing a lot of refactoring after we get that stuff anyways. So yeah, we just go through any of this, and we just... That being said, more important is that, so I'm just going to do that instead. I want to get the services up first, just so they're ready, because if something else calls it, like, say, oh, I don't know, you had a sprite batch service. Need to add stuff like fixing tiles. There you go. Yeah, we do want some stuff hard-coded because we want some stuff like... Yeah, I could, in theory, move this to the graphics device service and the sprite batch service. However, those won't be guaranteed order, and then we'll have a problem. So, some of the stuff we do want hard-coded. This is for, like, literally injecting behavior. So, as we'll see at the test module. Just finish writing this module. So I'm just going to change that. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of refactoring in a bit, but for now, what we can do is, where's my register? Interfaces. Okay. That's the magic code there, and the main reason why I'm using autofact. But yeah, this here. Let's implement iDraw, load content module, and iDraw module. Then we just change these to on draw and on load content. Now, if I run this and I remember to snap my fingers and switch into desktop view so you guys can see what I'm doing, we should be able to inject anything we want in the game easily. The game will... The DI container will grab all these. Again, I will better name these and stuff in a bit, but yeah, the game will grab all these and then go through and do them. We need, you know, topological sorting, better control, enable, disable. We need a whole bunch of stuff, but right now we're just trying to get basic injection going. Yeah, I don't need to manually inject this test service now, which is the whole point. I just have to register it with the DI container as those interfaces. And here's the thing. dot as implemented interface is just the easy way. If you wanted to selectively control parts of a module, you could say in the registrar as initializer. So if you only wanted this, let's say on the server, well, first of all, the server wouldn't have functions to do that anyway. The server wouldn't be requesting the dropples anyway. But like, you could specifically register it as specific types. So I could just have it. So if I just wanted to get the initializer, there it is. If I just wanted to get the initializer off this, like if we had an onInitialize function and didn't want to do this, we could do that. And then yeah, we could implement some onEnable, onDisabled shenanigans and stuff. But yeah, anyway, there's our test service. It is fully injected now. It is not even passed in as an injector, it is passed in as one of these. Hey, here comes the fun part. We start refactoring things. Actually, you know what? I'm putting off that. Yeah. To get some fun going. Alright, let's actually do some, that's okay. So I want to get some inputs. Let us get some input. Need new project, because this is going to be a shared thing. Yeah, I'm breaking my project code up into stuff, so what I need is I need this source. Okay, and then I need to quickly just need to manually project file. Just need to copy our configuration, paste this code into this. Okay, so we want to add folder input. Add new folder enumerations. Add new item input. action. Are we not RGing? Okay, so we're just going to define some input actions. Up. Make this better later, but we're just going to define some input actions. And then what? Alright, so we're just going to define. Oh, excuse me. To define an input map, basically. And in the main thing here, we're gonna add item. Interfaces too, that would probably help. Add item. Nah, I don't do that. Add item. Have our two interfaces. We'll get to those in a second. We just need them for this core class here. Alright, so what we want this is we want to inject, go figure, we're using dependency injection. Want to inject input devices. We want to actually this list. Yes, I know, don't use the two expression. Right. And then we actually need to implement a few modules, so we're going to tab that there. Update module. We need to do this. We need to update game time. And this is just simple. We just need to do that. Just need to do device update. Yes, I know it doesn't exist yet. Game time doesn't exist, so let's add that. And then yeah, we just do this public boolean is action rest action action. This is just something we do with a lambda. Do that with device. This devices dot any dot use action rest action, and that's literally we're just going to call forward this to everything. And literally just going to boop boop boop. We're not doing barely anything in these inputs stuff in the core. We're going to define them like per platform. But like we're just the input handler is just forwarding like input requests to the devices and like getting the states from the device. And then we add quick action that and add that. Okay, so in our input device now, I need to pull those up. Yeah, so if we define an input device, we should have these functions. And then if my input handler would come back, please. I need to pull these up. Pull members up to base type. I want those to that. And then this should get injected automatically once we register it. So that's done. Let me find that. I'm gonna just put it in here for now. I will put it in its own registrar a bit. Like, yes, I should do that because that's not even in the same project. I should do that because that's not even in the same project. Okay. It's in the same repo, but it's not even in the same project. Item. Input handler registrar. I'm just doing some basic stuff too for now. We will expand it later. My input. My service. Registrar. That. Other. Register type. Register type. Input handler. As I input handler. A single instance. Okay, so we have that. So now we need to start to go define a couple input devices, but yeah, and then we can. Where's my tests? Keep that here. Stop getting rid of this. This is our test library code. Like this is our test code. We need to put that on here. Anyway. Anyway, up here, let's do this. Let's add new folder, input, add folder, devices, add new folder, registrar, class. We can actually do add class because that's a normal project and it won't break. Input. Registrar. Can't really really do much with this yet, but I service, register, put that interface, RG, that. I'm just gonna leave that blank for a second because I don't actually have the devices ready, so add a new class, my keyboard. Hang on. It also doesn't even. This is add class. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna just do some fun now. Okay, so let's just finish this register real quick. Keyboard. Paste as. No. Instance per dependency, so we actually want to make these ones transient because we should not be getting these directly. We should be getting them from the input manager, and if you're getting them directly, you should. Unless you want to pull specific things. You know what? I'm just gonna do this for now. I will change it later, but for now let's just do that just in case someone wants to. I'll add a thing later. It shouldn't actually, you know what, it doesn't matter because yeah. We're not really doing any there's nothing public in these anyway. The only thing is gonna be is all the buttons pressed, and that's not gonna work anyway. Just do instance per. A lot of the core stuff is going to be. Okay. Anyway, let's get rid of that. All right. So we need a private, protected keyboard state. State. Just field, that's fine. Protected. Read only. Let's actually move this one on top of it. I love my immutables. Immutables below the above the mutables. Read only on top. There we go. Anyway. Dictionary. Action key plural keys bindings. Oh, for frick's sakes! Yeah. Initialize a fresh collection and then. Device here. Alright, now I'm gonna make a dictionary. missing? Oh, I need a semicolon. Anyway, input action dot move up, comma new array keys. It's not W. Keys dot up. Yeah, we're just going to go out in the commas where I need them. Down, left, right, left, shift, left, control. Okay, maybe I went a little overzealous with the things I needed there. Anyway, right shift, right control, right alt, and A, S, D, and I just need to change these. So down, left, right, modifier key 1, 2, 3. So this is basically just an input map, and then this is like the default input map. I'll add support to load it from JSON later for okay. Anyway, so we want to do that first because we want to avoid dupes. So now we'll do for each input action and new get values input action. Alright, and I'm going to do if cannot bindings means key action. So if we don't have it, we want to add it. So basically what we're doing here, this code, this chunk of code here is we're just adding the default bindings, and then like we're setting up the default bindings, and then we're going to slap it into this. We want to do this because we don't want to like just directly operate on the bindings. You know, we might get down here, like we want to set the defaults, and then maybe they don't have a defaults. Maybe they have a JSON we need to load in. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Maybe we need to load some JSON configuration. Fun. But no, anyway, if we don't have it, we just want to do bindings, add action and a blank array. Yeah. So if we don't have it, we just want to add a blank array. That's all we're doing there, and I'm going to do this, key bindings, and this bindings. So yeah, this is just setting up the default bindings, and then, you know, we'll do some loading and shenanigans and stuff later, maybe. Who knows? I haven't got there yet. Alright, anyway, we need to implement my input device. I just need to implement this interface. That is a very important part of... That is a very important part. Let's do quick action, block body, hit. Did I not? Okay, I'm looking at my old code and I'm missing a thing, but how did that ever... What? I'm missing the current state. Yeah, I'm missing that. Yeah, I was missing that with my code that I'm looking at on GitHub. I'm not joking here. Like, look at this. It'll be hard to see, but like, look at this. It's this compiled. Like, where is? Oh, I had double. Okay, I'm. Confusion has been resolved. Why I don't do shit like that? Why I do one line per variable? Because what it was doing is it was doing this. I'm not a fan of that. It's because it gives you less control over what's going on. I was following a thing last time. But okay, anyway, we need to finish these. So we're gonna add a void that is not on the interface. We'll have to type, like, hard cast this for this, but it's a public virtual void sign bindings dictionary action keys bindings. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we do that. Ah, screw it. I'll add bunch of shouldn't be passing no in. Oh, that's why the dictionary wasn't read-only. Okay, yeah, you know what? Let's not do that instead. Let's do that a little smartlier. If bindings is not no. And let's do this instead. If bindings is no or bindings no. 0, so if there's no bindings... Actually, you know what, let's not do that. Let's just make sure it's not known. Actually, you know what, let's just do this instead. Bindings clear. Not that. This stuff, key bindings stuff clear. So if we're trying to clear them, we can pass in null or an empty thing. Just clear it and move on. Anyway, let's clear it and then... Alright, so let's just do that for our assign function. That's not going to be called anything, but if we wanted to rebind them at runtime, like, I don't know, say someone played with an options menu, we could just do that and it would reinitialize the collection. We can make that smarter. We can make this smarter later, but now I'm just doing basic. Alright, so we want to find is action pressed. Let's do this one first because it's easy. Okay, so is action pressed. We're just going to do this. This, key bindings, action. Any. Pass in this current state is key down. Yes, that's the easy one. Because if an action is pressed, we're just going to get the input map for that action, and then is there any keys, and then this, and then we're passing this function for, like, we're passing in a callback. Anyway, the other ones are going to be a little more fun. Didn't mean to hit rename, I meant to do that. So, is key just pressed? So, we're going to do return this key bindings action. I'm going to add a bit more logic onto these later, like I said, but any. Okay, we're going to do do. Alright, so we need a little bit of logic here, so we're going to do this current date is key down, key, and this the previous state that is key up. Yes, here real quick. Right, so is action just pressed? We want to look at this previous state and this state. So if last state it was down or it was up, and then now it's down, obviously we just pressed it. So this is a continual check. So if I press and hold D, it'll keep checking that I'm doing D. However, if I call the is action just pressed, if I press D and hold it, that's what it'll detect. It's, yeah. Okay, anyway, so now we're just going to take this. Actually, for is just released. We're just going to do. We're literally just going to reverse this function. This key up and then wasn't key down. So yeah, that's the keyboard input handler done. Neat. Let's do the gamepad. Since we already did the fun, I'm just going to spoil everyone here, and I'm just going to spoil everyone here. The gamepad device is basically the same thing. Except we want a gamepad state. Keyboard state. And we want a buttons here. Obviously. Before we do that though, I'm just going to leave that right now. Just so I don't mess with it. And then obviously we need to key bindings. Okay, so we're literally just doing the same thing basically. Yeah, we are literally just doing the same thing. We're just changing things. And I need one more thing to find here. Private protected player index. equals player index dot one. So if we had multiple controllers, that's what we do there. Alright, so with that done, what I need to do now is I just literally need to take this code here, all of this, I literally just need to take this and paste it here and then fix it. Do gamepad get state this dot player index, and that's that done. I can't. Oh, hang on. I need to also implement the interface. Okay. Yeah, and then here we're just going to do is button down. Is button up. It's a little the same logic, we just need to correct for a couple of and we need the buttons here. Okay, and then here I just need to add one more function. We need to add public virtual void assign player index player index and this index. Don't need to do any fancy logic because that's an enumeration. It's an enumerable, so yeah. Anyway, let's just come back up here and change this to button bindings because we're gonna need sticks later, but I'm just doing buttons for now. Okay, so let's just go through this, make sure it's good. Okay, so have our definitions, define the default map and assign it, update the state on update, assign the bindings, just clear it and do this again, we'll fix that later. Assign bindings, clear index, just that is pressed, action pressed. No, I did actually do. You know what? I will deal with the logic later. I just want is button up, is button down. Okay. Pressed. Up. Is it pressed? Is just any. Yeah, we're just forwarding. Yeah, I have some more logic on the actual gamepad device because it's I have some actual logic checking to see if we have that. But let's close that. Let's close that, and in my test service now, I can. In my test service now here, I can do some fun. So because we're using dependency injection, I just grab my input handler. And stash that. Yeah, so now we can just grab that. I'm gonna actually line break that there. Stuff. Okay, so now we have our input handler. So now we can come up here. I can do this. I can do if cannot is this input handler is action pressed. Input action. Okay, can we not? Input action dot move up. I'm just going to add a little guard clause here just to test it. So if we run it now, I flip the display capture back on. And the reason we use the input handler instead of calling per device, like I could just call up the keyboard device if I wanted to check the keyboard specifically, but this will check all the devices that are currently registered and loaded. If I wanted to call a specific device, like if I wanted to check specifically if key W, like if it is down on the keyboard and not a gamepad. Yeah, this is like by no means a complex input system. I just want input. So now, if we run this, we should not have a cat. And if I hold W, we are not getting cat. That is... Why are we not getting cat? Hold up. What is wrong here? Input handler, devices, key bindings, move up. Yeah, move up, move up. Okay, hang on, let me just... What did I bork? Something got borked. Did I call the right function? Yes, I did. Okay. Are we calling the update function? Oh, that's why it's not working. Okay, our input handler is not... What is wrong with our input handler? Hold up, hold up. Just go wait. Did I forget to do... No. Why is that not getting injected? On update isn't getting called. Why is the on update not getting called? Okay, so it's not that our input system isn't working, it's our game is not working. Update knowledge. Oh! I know what the problem is. It's the registrar. The registrar is... Okay, hang on. I don't want to bind that specifically. There... know what the problem is. See, this is why we need to double check things. my MonoGame register. No, it's not that, it's this one. It needs to be defined as implemented interface. If it implements more than one interface, it needs to be defined as there. I'm dumb. That is what happened. Okay, so yeah, if something implements with this, if you're coding with my game here, yeah, and I will try to make it better as it gets better built and stuff. But yeah, if it implements multiple interfaces, just implement as implemented interfaces. If I go back to the test service now, okay, let me just do some more shenanigans here. Just do color. Let's just do some more fun things. So if we get, I'm just doing some input testing. Should do this. Oh, guess we need to go up here. Okay. Just do that. I know the scaling doesn't work properly yet, but let's just do that so we can mess with it. Actually, no, let's make it fun. Okay, so I'm just adding some input test code here. So now that I've fixed my input handler, actually, real quick, let me just do that instead. Excuse me, my throat is starting to go. Alright, so if I press up, we don't have cat, it hides it, and as you can see, if I mash it, it'll go blinky blinky. If I press down, that is not correct. Oh, I have messed up the... Okay, that's the input map. Hang on. That is not what I meant by rotate, but sure. Okay, hang on, let me fix the input map. I know what the problem is there. I mapped the inputs wrong. I know exactly why the A and D keys are flipped. I legit flipped those. Okay. And then alright. And I know the modifier keys are fine because those are literally hard-coded as Shift, Control, Alt in that order. I get this back up now. Okay, so yeah, if I hold up, it disables the rendering. If I hold down, it makes it like its original size. If I hold left, it turns red, and I can go angry kitty, and we can combine them. Like if I do this, if I hold Alt, like if I hold ASD, and release them differently. So yeah, we have basic input detection. I don't have a gamepad to test this with, but yeah, there's our input. Alright, submit this. Create basic input system. But now we have a way to get inputs. Yay! Yeah, then we just inject our input handler and we can handle inputs. Yeah. We need to get around to like creating the client server setup at some point because single player games are all fun and dandy to make, but this project specifically is a single or multiplayer game. I am planning a Godot project that is going to be like a test bed for my features and stuff before I try to C# them. I want to make a little like roguelike action adventure game. This is going to be full on proper RPG, but I want to make like a little roguelike single player one just for fun. Also, because it's easier. The client server architecture is a lot more annoying to set up. Anyway, yeah, we have our modular things. Like I said, a lot of this needs improvements. Like, we need to have better with updates and stuff. But yeah. I'm done coding for now. I'm going to go figure out what I'm doing next. Maybe I'm going to make some food real quick and then come back on my main channel with some gaming stream maybe. But anyway, hope everyone enjoyed. Like I said, we have the little angry kitty now. Yeah, hope everyone enjoyed. I will see you all next time. More complicated from here. Look at how big this pane is, and yeah. I haven't even gotten to the server yet.